Hey gang, Mocha Boy here from Reddit Force. Welcome back in. Thanks for tuning back in. I'm actually rocking a little bit of a cold here, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be able to make it through the next couple of recaps. But we're going to do just one quick thing for the last two wars that we ran here before these roll off. Because if I wait another day, these are going to fall off, and then I'm not going to be able to do these recaps. But there's a lot of focus on Town Hall 9. In Town Hall 10, lava loon attacks and everything else, but that doesn't mean that we've completely abandoned any of our Town Hall 8 players. As a matter of fact, on that post that you saw on the front page of Reddit just this past week, I made this one comment about how our Town Hall 8s don't use mass dragons. That's for the most part true. I mean, if they have to use it, they can use it. But what's been happening is that we've been able to score so many first round 3-stars that it frees up a lot of second round attacks, and when that happens, when you find yourself in a situation like that, that gives our Town Hall 8s a chance to practice high level attacks. So that means as a Town Hall 8 attacker, Ryan, Despair, and a few of our other Town Hall 8s, we have them work on GoWiPe, but not straight up GoWiPe. We have them work on GoWiPe with cleanup troops, typically along the lines of either level 4 hogs or level 5 balloons to clean up the bases. So that's GoWiPe with back-end loons, and we're going to take a look at a couple of examples of that. But yeah, as far as these two last wars were concerned, more than 50% of the way in already, 2-starred or 3-starred most of the bases. This is one of the just most joyous things to have to wake up to, is that you have 16 attacks left and there's only 5 bases left to hit. Anyway, so let's take a look at a couple of these attacks here. This was... Okay, so let's take a look at these two separate attacks here. This was from Ryan. He was one of our he's a new Town Hall 9, but he's still rocking Town Hall 8 troops and getting his base set up. But one of the very first things that he did when he came to us as a Town Hall 8. One of the first things we had him do, we handed him a composition and we said, just try this out. See if this works out for you. Gave him a couple of targets, drew up a nice war plan for him, and it was GoWiPe with back-end loons. He'd never done anything like that before, but he did it, rocked that base, and he, ever since then he's gotten a taste for what these hybrid compositions can do. And Ryan was able to come into this base. I mean, it's a pretty low-level Town Hall 8 base, but really what we're trying to showcase here is just the thought process that's involved with planning an attack like this, and that's handling things like the lure, the CC kill, setting up your funnel, sending in a kill team, directing your P.E.K.K.A.s using any pathing tricks that you have available to you. So setting up your funnels and making sure that you choose the right vectors to send them in from. And he did all of these things perfectly. He dropped his witches early, which is always one of the big mistakes that people make, is that they wait till the CC's right on top of them to drop those witches. Remember, they need time to push out those 2 rounds of skeletons. And while that's all happening, the wizards are taking care of that level 4 dragon. And then on top of that, he's using his golems, so his level 1 golems, to set up his funnel. All those trash buildings on the outside are completely gone, so the P.E.K.K.A.s have nowhere left to go except into the core of the base. A couple of rages just to get the troops sped up and pushed directly into those air defenses. And then there's going to be a pause at some point in the core of the base, just to recharge the troops, drop a few heals, and then at that point, that's where you're going to start seeing the late balloon releases for the back end of the base. And this was a Town Hall 8 base. He is a Town Hall 9 attacker, but he's a new Town Hall 9 attacker, so his troops are not fully up to speed. But that doesn't mean that you have to wait to start trying some of these more exotic compositions. And really, it is about the thought process of directing your troops into the core, getting them on top of those air defenses as quickly as possible, understanding when to recharge your troops with heals, and then practicing those balloon releases. Unfortunately, he dropped them right on top of some skeleton traps, but I don't fault him for that. Again, this was a lower base with lower walls, so this provides the perfect training opportunity for these guys to go and work on these things. And this is one of the things that we stress the most, is that it's okay to move away from mass dragons. There's an entire world available outside of that composition, and I mean, really, it's just up to you to go in and embrace a lot of these new compositions to improve your skills. So the next one we're going to take a look at is he's another Town Hall 8 attacker. This is No Newbie. He's another new member here, but this is another guy who has embraced back-end loons as a strategy. And you see a base like this where everything's kind of plugged up in the core. All you have to do is just jump in some troops there. I'm sorry, actually this wasn't GoWiPe, but this was hogs with loons. So, but you know, he is extremely well versed in a lot of these different types of compositions. But just understanding, you know, how to use them, where to use them. This was essentially just like a hollow wee attack. So the CC's pulled out. He started already taking out some of those external defenses. Using the loons that he has, but the main force of his attack is going to be hogs backed up by loons, which is just, you know, for a Town Hall 8 attacker. When I was Town Hall 8, it was just all about hogs. So, you know, the kind of creativity that goes into putting together these compositions and understanding how the attack develops over the course of the releases, it's just a thing of beauty to watch. You know, the hogs are down. They're going to go into the core of the base, take out those air defenses, and while that's all happening, the balloons are going to be going into action pretty much unmolested. And I mean, look at those balloon drops, just perfect precision, you know, perfect targeting of all of those defenses. Not all of them will survive, but I mean, that's not the point here. The whole point here is getting your lower members trained up on these attacks. I mean, he already knows how to work these, so you know, I'd have to say that there's not too much training that we have to do with him, but it's just so exciting, and at least you know, as a leader of a clan, it's so inspiring to see you know, the lower town hall level members you're showing off just these incredible attacks. You know, the skill in these attacks. So great job there, no newbie. And we're going to flip over to one more attack, another Town Hall 8 attack. This is probably going to be no newbie again, but we're going to flip into the current war. And this is what I was talking about. You know, you wake up in the morning, there's 16 attacks left. There's really only, at least as far as the Town Hall 9s are concerned, there's only 5 bases left for them to attack. Everything else got 3-starred. You know, all the way down the board. A couple of Town Hall 10s got away from us, but you know, this is just like what I said. Town Hall 10s are tough. They're, you know, unless you've had a lot of practice with them and have the heroes to back up your attack strategies, are extremely difficult to hit. So let's scoot down here to the bottom. No newbie, Sam McCloud, no newbie. So let's take a look. I only had a brief chance to look at this, but again, yeah, here we go. So there's air defenses in the core of the base. Let's see what no newbie brought for this. Same thing. So you know, traditional GoWiPe raid, punch through the outside, back end loons to clean up. I mean, this is I wouldn't say this is a new, you know, new thing, and obviously this would be a little bit tougher against a base with say skull walls. But again, really what we're after here is the thought process. And understanding the stages of deployment, pulling out the CC, doing clean CC kills with your constrained space. We set up our Town Hall 8s for these ground attacks with witches and their CCs, or possibly even max P.E.K.K.A.s. But you know, you have enough tools at Town Hall 8 to be able to bring your own troops for a lot of these types of attacks. And really, it's just up to you to you know, to put those compositions together and put them into action. But the funnel's already gone down. He's left a breadcrumb of buildings here for his P.E.K.K.A.s to go into the core. The wall breakers have already made it into the core. Having a little bit of trouble with that CC because of the defending skeleton, but you know, he is able to eventually overcome those, and you know, those were really just, you know, nothing but tickle marks on the P.E.K.K.A.s. They'll go into action. Let me just speed this up a little bit. They'll go into action. Just those 2 golems, those few wizards, those witches. They're going to just, you know, roll into the core. Get that recharge with that first heal. There'll be a rage in there at some point. And then once those air defenses start to go down, here come the balloons. And this is what I've been talking about. It's completely fine to use GoWiPe as a training aid for your newer members, because it teaches them these discrete stages of an attack. You know, the lure, the funnel, the anchor, things like that. And then after that, it just becomes a simple matter of waiting and patience, waiting for those air defenses to go down so that you can drop those back-end balloons and take out the exterior defenses of a base that the P.E.K.K.A.s can't get to. I mean, the balloons are the perfect complement to GoWiPe raids if you can get your P.E.K.K.A.s you know, into the core of the base by, you know, just sacrificing some troop space so that they can go in and just wreck the base. I mean, it is just a thing of beauty to watch the execution of these attacks at a Town Hall 8 level. So, if anything, you know, that's a public service announcement here. Is you know, if you're the leader of a clan and you're looking for people to try out these new attacks, this is a fantastic place to start, especially if those Town Hall 8 Town Hall 8 bases have their troops up to par. P.E.K.K.A.s 3, Golems 1 or Golems 2, and then at least balloons 5. So great job all around. We're going to be moving on to our 48th win very soon. We're going to make an attempt to make it to 50 wins, and if we make it to 50 wins, we're going to take a 2-week pause from Clan Wars and to do one of our first ever clan pushes, trophy pushes. This is something that a lot of people are looking forward to, and it's going to give people a much-needed break and just kind of shake things up a little bit. But yeah, hope you thought that was interesting and helpful. I'm probably going to be offline for the next few days, but enjoy the videos and enjoy the channel. Enjoy the update that's coming out very soon. Again, another headache for me as we have to figure out what what impact those are going to have on our attacks. But that's the game. Thanks for tuning in, guys.